abstinent. Well, I mean, basically, I'm not having sex with nobody. Because, see, I realized that we in the age of black magic. Black magic worked during the sun cycle. We was in the daggone moon cycle where white magic worked. And I can't really, at this moment right here, tell what the difference is. But I know black magic deal with dark matter. And dark matter is a corporeal manifestation which manifests more powerfully through semen, blood, melanin, and dreadlock hair. If you got dreadlocks and you don't cover your locks up, you can pluck one of them locks off and throw it on somebody, and then an avatar mutagesitor, which is basically an angel incarnate or someone who is basically supposed to be in control of every cell in their body, they can actually put that on you and through their intention affect any cell. Like that movie called Brother from Another Planet. What's his name? Joe Morton. He put his eye in something and he controlled it. But the reality is that people out here don't realize that if you have sex with some of these evil motherfuckers, they'll have sex with you as, some of these women, and they'll be like, well, yeah, man, she was easy. And then when your hair start falling out as a woman, that might be because you start dating somebody else, and he was like, well, I don't care who you date after me, as long as I can still get it when I want it. And then if he can't get it, he'll be sitting back faking evil ass shit. And if he has any residual semen in you from him, you got it. That's why women don't realize that. It was a doctor named Stella Emanuel. She's a doctor and a pastor. And she talked about how women get fibroid tumors because once they have broken the good relationship between them and these type of, most of them are grays, I would assume they're grays. Once they've broken that relationship with them and they moved on, you got to cut your hair off your head. The Bible said women supposed to put power on their head on account of the angels. A lot of these dudes out here that's grays, they ain't got no whole bunch of hair. So they'll try to find a woman that is able to have sex with a lot of men, and then they'll go and have oral sex with her, and they'll drink the semen from out of her vagina, which is basically stem cells. And women do it too. Women will be with another woman and be like, she's menstruating. Let me go over here and swallow some of these over because that's stem cells. They used to wait until they aborted certain babies to get that. Like they eat what's thrown out in the back of an abortion clinic. Just Allah said that, and I was like, man, it sunk in. I was like, yo, he ain't lying. So we're in that's why he brought the flood about. The rainbow don't mean, he said, I will create the rainbow in the sky to prove that I will not destroy the world by flood to make a fool in. It didn't say it wouldn't flood no more. It just said that he would not make a full end of the world. Like saying that the next destruction will come by nuclear fire, but there will be a flood, but the flood will not destroy people. It won't destroy everything. It will destroy things. That's why all these cars up and down the street, they're increasing the amount of fuel emissions. About 3 years ago, they said that the Thwaites Glacier, wait for it, the Thwaites Glacier would actually melt within 5 or 10 years. 3 years later, they're saying 3 years. Because people are becoming more and more entranced in not doing things since this daggone pandemic of the coronavirus. But then they call the coronavirus the C-19. No. It was called the coronavirus. Now it's called the C-19 is the third thing they call it. It was the coronavirus and something else. But what's happening is that they're changing the name of it to throw you off what's happening. What's happening is that the coronavirus is actually an old virus. The corona is the outer layer of our sun. It's burning out. We have a higher magnitude now, which means that we don't burn from the core. Our sun's core is burnt out, which means that most of the fuel that comes from the sun, it magnetizes it and pulls it in. So comets, asteroids, meteorites, all that stuff's getting pulled in to fuel it. It's like having a cookout and the coals don't crank up to the end, which means that when you first light the coals in a cookout, it don't cook real fast, it cooks slow. That's because it's not burning from the core. But once it start burning from the core, it start pulling stuff in. And when it start pulling stuff in,
It's heating up. It's about to go out. It's melting the ice. So a lot of the melt that we're going to get is coming from the corona. But that's not a sun. That's the light bouncing off the firmament from Sirius A, which is the real sun. But there is no such thing as light. Light speeds up the vibration of whatever it touches. I learned this from New York. It speeds up the vibration of whatever it touches. So if light hits dust, dust speeds up its vibration until dust practically becomes light. It's like when you a Buddhist monk and you believe in Buddha so much that you become the Buddha. You become whatever you endow or invest in that much. You become that. So as it is, we're at a point right now where whatever this thing it got real quiet. I was doing so much better going against the adversity. When it got easy, I actually threw myself off. That's why I'm learning how to walk slower. I'm eating these onions and crackers, and it's burning me, but my nose getting ready. I'm about to blow out a big goo gob with some snot in a minute. And it's probably gonna be every germ that I ever came in contact with today. And probably yesterday too. But as it is, yeah. So the coronavirus is basically, we're gonna heat up, and then as far as melting, there will be a flood. And what's happening, they say that people don't realize that road rage causes the melt. When you drive in your cars, the emission from your cars goes up, blocks the daggone, it coats the sky, it creates a greenhouse effect, which means the heat comes in and can't get out, and that will melt the Thwaites Glacier. But not only that, when you get angry, heat rises from your head. That is also, you can never underestimate every drop of water that it takes to make rain. The Greys know this. They know this. They know that it takes every drop to make some rain. What they say, the straw that broke the camel back. It might not appear to be. It'd be like, put one more straw. It don't take but one more straw, one more drop of water. You won't learn the value of your water until you have to carry it all. And so it is, we're not really mindful of the fact that this planet's being terraformed. They do this on the planets too. Whenever they're gonna get ready to harvest the planet, they bring cars in. Nikola Tesla had a car that would basically, he had plans for free energy, period. Nikola Tesla knew about the geomagnetic energy within the Earth's magnetic grids. We got certain grids. It's like a polar opposite within certain segments. The Earth's geomagnetic grid. Geo meaning Earth, magnetic meaning that it's all held together through magnetism. I can't breathe. That's the mucus from this right here is actually cutting off. I'm getting nasally. So what's happening is that all the metal in the Earth, the planet's latent riches creates the energy. We got energy, you know what I'm saying, free energy latent in the Earth, even in the air. The ions, the electrical charges between the positive and negative ions that are free floating in the air, and the water conducts it. During the Aquarian ages means aqua air, that will be more plentiful. It will be more plentiful. So with that being the case, we're really at an optimum point for being able to harvest this stuff with enough time and dedication to trying to comprehend what kind of mechanics will be necessary. But really all you need is like turbines. We're getting real windy these days. I expect a lot of green plants to grow because of all the greenhouse. It's getting hot. But like I say though, if people don't stop with all this driving, you got a carpool. Everybody's so cool, but you'll find one person in the car riding by themselves. It's 5 people going in the same direction and live in the same neighborhood, but they hate each other. They will never ride in the same car, let alone they will never ride on a bus. They hate each other. So they use more fuel and running out. Putin is like, yo, I'm waiting. They gonna be knocking on my door saying, Putin, could you please be putting some fuel into my car? My car is putting and putting down the street about to give out gas. Putin's gonna be like, I don't know. I cut off gas to 80% of Europe. And these are my neighbors. Why would I help you? Why would I help you? You all are behind NATO, trying to induct the Ukraine into NATO so that y'all can look over into what we're doing. See, people don't realize it. Russian jets have been dumping fuel on United States drones. Drones that have been dumped on in Russian airspace. We're secretly plotting on taking Russia's gas. But it ain't gonna work though. Because Russia has 2032 technology, which really ain't that far ahead. 2032 is the final date. That's the final date. Life will go on, but there will be major adjustments that have to be acknowledged in terms of what it's going to take, and gas is not going to be a part of it. Gas-driven cars will not be a part of it. We're going to have to get back into a more grassroots green approach. Food is going to be the main thing. Food. Which means that wherever you see land where there's nothing growing there, it's a waste of space. They be at the mall cutting stuff. People ain't going to be like, hey, baby, we're not shopping at this mall. They didn't cut the grass. When people are doing their retail therapy, they gonna spend money. They don't care about that. Somebody need to start planting some fruits and stuff. We used to have fruits all over Durham, but everybody smoked so much cigarettes, it poisoned the soil. All the cigarette butts, they need to bring back filterless cigarettes. That way, if you want to die, you can die. But cigarette companies ain't gonna do that because a dead smoker don't buy cigarettes. So the cigarette company is gonna keep you alive with filters just long enough for you to make them rich. And all these dirt bikes supposed to be ridden in the country. It's a dirt bike, not a street bike. That's why they call them dirt bikes. You're supposed to be in the country with that. When the road eats your ass up, then you'll know why it's called a dirt bike, and you should have been in the dirt in the country. I'm trying to find me a place in the country. I'm about to go look in a minute. But my whole point is this too. You know what I'm saying? We didn't poison the soil. Cigarette butts poison the soil. The Bible says, lest I smite the earth with a curse. When you watch Constantine, he was like, yo, you want a cigarette? Don't worry, I have stock in it. Investing in cigarettes is a real surefire way to make money because everybody smokes. And when they can't smoke their drug of choice, they'll buy a pack of cigarettes just to connect the high. And what I realized too is that, like I say, people are coming from up north down here. Somebody said a pack of cigarettes is like 20 bucks. 20 bucks for some cigarettes. Man, please. Ain't no way. With that being said though, yeah, it's getting to a certain point now where we gotta start rethinking stuff. But thinking is a lost art. It's easy to follow. It's easy to follow. Thinking is a lost art. And I have a tendency of doing that. And I do it more since I've been eating these veggies. Because like I said, you keep on eating meat, roaches used to be palmetto bugs. Roaches were palmetto bugs, and palmetto bugs turned into roaches when they started eating the meat in the city. They started having to preserve meat. If you grow something as far as an animal and meat, if you don't put preservatives on it, then you're going to lose money on that investment. But these preservatives work too good. If you can put something in a store and it can be 3 weeks before it spoils, it's not going to break down in the store, and it's not going to break down in your stomach either. Which means that when you walking around looking like you about to have twins or triplets and quadruplets, and all you did was eat a bunch of goddamn food, that means that the food that you ate is not breaking down because it is laden with preservatives that work too damn well. They didn't start shipping meat out till the Civil War. People used to eat meat that was locally grown and locally harvested and locally slaughtered. Now they got the damn lottos and all these. They'll ship some shit in from halfway across the country, and that shit has to be preserved. But it's not optimum for the human body, but it does make money. So with that being said, I'm about to finish eating this damn onion and these crackers, and I'm about to get some air before they come back around. Because we got freedom, free to be dumb, but we ain't got no liberty. You mean tell me you got a car and 4 wheels and you circling the same block 8, 9 times? Either you don't have no idea of where to go, or you're inhaling the damn exhaust from your own car and it's fucking your brain up. Peace, peace.